In this video, I'm going to break down my 2026 financial goals and lay out my exact system for how I'm going to achieve that every single time next year. My 2026 goals can be broken down into 3 different parts: savings goals, business goals, and investing goals. So starting with savings, get savings up to $10,000. I've always kept at least 5 figures in my savings, but this year and a little bit of last year, I got kind of greedy with investing and I took a big chunk out of my emergency fund and put it toward investments. It was worth it, but my goal is to get my savings back up to where it used to be. And just to double down on that, I also want to get back to saving $500 a month and putting it into my emergency fund every single month. Because again, I fell off when it came to saving this year. But here's the big one: reach a $200,000 net worth by February 2026. In my last video, I told you I was at $188,338.29. And so I know I can get there by February 2026, but I'm gonna have to grind and really focus and be intentional. The next one is to save $30,000 just to do whatever the heck I want. Wouldn't that be nice? So I'm putting that down. And the crazy thing is, whenever I write my goals down, I achieve most of them, if not all of them, every single time. The next one doesn't really have a dollar amount attached to it, but I'll share it with you. It's to get clear on exactly how I want to balance out my portfolio. And just to not bore you to death, we're talking about cash, we're talking about investments like stocks, crypto, ETFs, that type of thing. And we're also talking about business investments. So really, I need to just sit down, have a meeting with myself and get clear on exactly how I want to have everything split up. Because right now, I have like a little under $7,000 in cash when it comes to my net worth. And I'm like, I don't feel too comfortable with that. I want to just get clear on that. And this is another big one. I want to tithe and donate more than I ever have before. And this year, I have a $30,000 goal. These last like 5 or so years, I've been in the 18,000s, 20,000s, but I have never broke past the $25,000 mark. And I'll have to review this year in my taxes, but usually I don't get above that mark. So I want to be able to do more next year. Getting into my business goals, my first business goal is to create 4 new products that are worth a few $100s, but give them out to everybody for free. And just endlessly, they will forever be free. And I want to drop one every single quarter, because ultimately, I want to help you build as much wealth as humanly possible and be as financially stable as humanly possible, no matter which stage you're at. And so that is what that goal is targeted towards, helping more people. These are going to be monstrous products, but again, they're going to be 100% free. I want to earn $5,000 per month in YouTube AdSense revenue by the end of 2025. And the goal behind that really is to just have that freedom, know that, okay, my channel is doing so well, it blew up to the point where it's earning me $5,000, and that is some of the most special income you can get, because I've gotten 1,000 before on my YouTube channel, but that times 5 would just blow my mind. And maybe I'm not thinking big enough here, but that is what I want, and I am going to make sure I get it. I might not get it on the first few attempts, but I will get there. And another goal behind that is for YouTube to exclusively pay for all of my business expenses so I can continue reinvesting into the business with all the extra YouTube money that I'm going to be rolling around in. My next business goal is to add 50 new members to Wealth Journey Collective, and I just get a lot of fulfillment from that group, and really I want to add as much value to as many people as possible. That's why it's a very inexpensive thing that I have, and I offer it to everybody, and it's even down in the description right now. But that's where I help people just like you build their first $100,000 in net worth. And the first $100,000 is always the hardest, but after that, it just takes off. I'm already about to be at $200,000, and I was just at $100,000 2 years ago. And it's cool because it's a community of people who are encouraging each other, asking good questions, and helping each other level up their net worth. And from career advice, how to interview, how to invest better, all these things how to make more money, side hustles. People in there have businesses, this, that, and the third. A lot of people have a lot of things to offer within that group, mostly younger people between the ages of 20 and 30. But everybody who's seeking to build their net worth to $100,000 and beyond are welcome. Business goal number 3, get WealthSync AI into the hands of at least 100 people by the middle of 2026. So around June 1st, 2026, that's when I plan to have it into the hands of 100 people at least, because the biggest pain point I hear that people have is that they don't know where their money goes, or they're not getting paid enough at work. But a lot of times when you sit down and crunch the numbers, your money, you have a lot more of it than you think you do. And the thing that WealthSync AI does is it doesn't let you just enter in everything manually. It syncs with your bank account, which is why it's called WealthSync AI. It syncs with your bank account and it automatically shows you where your money's going. And then there's a little AI chatbot that goes boom, and it shows you everything that you've been doing, your tendencies, how much of your income is going towards eating out or going to the grocery store or entertainment or rent, utilities, you name it. It's going to tell you every single thing that you're doing. So I want to get that into the hands of as many people as possible in 2026, and it's down in the description right now as well. And last but not least, this is actually my favorite section, just because this is some of the easiest money I've earned in my entire life. The problem with investing is you have to have money to earn money from investing, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, my first goal, you already know this, max out my Roth IRA for the 3rd time. Yes, this will be the 3rd time. As a matter of fact, by the time you're watching this video, I will have already maxed out my Roth IRA for the 2nd time. And so for 2026, it'll be the 3rd time. And now to max out a Roth IRA as of 2026, you will have to have $7,500 invested in that account. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to keep putting $700 a month into my Roth IRA until it's like 11 months in, and then magically my account has hit $7,500. Speaking of 700, another goal is to invest at least $700 per month into my individual brokerage account, which is Webull. That's the first part of the goal. And the second part of that same goal is to do that exact thing while also investing 8% of my salary into my 401k for the company to match 50% of that. And the reason for that is because this year specifically, around September, that's when I was like, man, my individual brokerage account is growing so much faster than my 401k. And just for reference, my 401k is like 120 something thousand dollars, and my Webull account is like 43,000 something dollars. But just looking at how rapid the growth is in my Webull account, and by the way, my Webull account is my individual brokerage account, just to avoid any confusion, it's growing so fast that if it keeps growing at the rate that it's growing, which it will hit $1 million 4 years before my 401k does. And if you'd like to see a video of me breaking down that math, I'd be more than happy to show you that math. But because of that, I stopped contributing to my 401k for a few months, just so I could keep putting more and more money into my Webull account so it can grow more aggressively in the future. And last but not least, just keep investing $100 in the Bitcoin every single month without fail. I accomplished that this year. I am just going to accomplish it again next year until Bitcoin has its next spike, and then I figure out what I'm going to do from there. But yeah, so I talked to you about my goals from savings to business to investing. So let's talk about how I'm going to get there right now. So this is mainly going to go from my savings and investment goals, just because the business goals are more so just on my individual effort and business skills. But when it comes to my savings and investments, here's exactly how I'm going to do it. All right, so what you're looking at here on the screen is the app that I built on top of Google Sheets that I've been spending the last 8 months building for you. This right here shows you exactly how much money you spend per month. And this is just the basic user dashboard. This is way more powerful than that. But basically, you connect your bank account, and I just chose a new month because this right here, what you see right here, is actually November, but I selected December now because we're in the month of December and it's fairly early. Today, I'm recording this video on December 7th, But anyway, you connect your checking account, and then you select your bank account, and then you click your checking account, hit continue, boom, your money is about to start working for you. That's what I like to see. And then boom. So we're not anywhere near the end of December, but it's going to pull all of December as far as your transactions go. And so that's where we're at right now. And then this AI summary is just really going to tell you about yourself. It's going to tell you how much you spent, how much you made, etc. And if you get paid semi-monthly as opposed to bi-weekly, that means you'll get paid every 15 days. So I get paid in the middle and at the end of the month. So it's showing that I haven't earned anything quite yet. It's because I just got paid at the end of November. But it's going to tell you exactly how your spending checked out. But to reach my first goal of saving $10,000, I'm going to be using this to control how much money I'm spending, have it really tell me about myself, be brutally honest, things like that. And there's also a feature up here where I can look at 2025 year in review, and it's going to tell me throughout the year what my top 10 expenses were per month, just so I can be more careful going into next year, knowing what I need to focus on. And that's why I do monthly challenges with myself. And if I say, for example, I'm not going to Chick-fil-A all month, that's going to carry over into the next month and the next month, in addition to whatever challenge I add per month. So all in all, I'm always going to just keep adding challenges until the point that I've stacked 12 challenges on top of each other, and I'm not buying from any of them, because each challenge includes me not buying something from somewhere that usually is a vice to me. And DoorDash has been a very big one throughout 2024 and 2025. So if I keep stacking these challenges, I'm going to keep stacking my dollars and get to this $10,000 goal. And that's the same way how I'll reach my $500 a month goal. And if I have any trouble whatsoever with that, what I'll do is I will go right on over to my AI chatbot and ask, based on my spending habits right now, how can I save an additional $500 per month? And then I just go right over to ask WealthSync AI, and it tells me specifically the easiest way for me to save an additional $500 monthly is simply by cutting back on going to Starbucks. And that's why last month I said I'm not going to Starbucks, and I saved so much money because I did not go to Starbucks at all last month, and I'm continuing that on this month. But it's saying dining out regularly, going to coffee shops like Starbucks. And fun fact, I'm not a coffee person, but I do like their food. And so I've been spending a lot of money just on breakfast at Starbucks. And so being able to point out these vices, that's how I'm able to save that additional money and reach these goals. Another thing I'm going to do, which I forgot to mention earlier, is actually read my goals on a weekly basis at least, because that's going to keep them in my subconscious. That's going to keep me always going for those goals and being extra careful and intentional with my money. As for my net worth getting to $200,000, that's where my Syncfolio page comes in at. And it's really as simple as building up my savings account, which I showed you how I was going to do already, but that is going to give me that cushion that makes me feel comfortable, where I never feel like I have to cash out my investments, and all that means is just sell my investments for a profit and then put it into my savings. So doing that would feel comfortable, but it wouldn't increase my net worth very rapidly. It would just fall very stagnant. And so I want to keep these cooking, so to speak, as long as possible, and let them keep growing and growing and growing to the point that they keep making me passive income over and over and over and over again. And I can't say that or stress that enough, because that is how I got to 100K so quickly. So I need to put any extra money I get into my savings and build that up so that I never get tempted to pull from my investments in the first place. That's step number one. But number two is to continue to invest in the best asset classes in the world. And my favorite asset class is stocks and ETFs. I like Bitcoin, but it is not my favorite asset class. But I've already given myself guidelines for how much to put into each asset class already, and I've already shared those with you. So all I have to do is be consistent. And on top of that, I need to also put in more effort, adding more value to my people on YouTube, my clients outside of YouTube, and keep building the biggest business I can possibly build to keep adding more value and helping more people. And that's going to give me more to keep investing. And it just becomes a win, win, win. And I can then continue to help teaching people through what I am doing, and I even share my mistakes. Speaking of which, I will have a big video towards the end of the year sharing every single financial mistake that I made in 2026, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And this also has a feature where you can ask the AI to go ahead and give you a Syncfolio insight based on what you have in your savings and investments, and it's going to spit it out for you and tell you exactly where all your money's at, how your portfolio is allocated, and based off of that, I can make a decision as a man and say, okay, something isn't right here, and I need to tweak this, I need to adjust this. I want this much in cash versus this much in investments. I get to make that decision. And so it's a very powerful decision that I think anybody who's investing or building their net worth at all can make. And it's just something that I haven't really sat down and come to terms with or decide for myself how I wanted that to be leveled out. So that's a thing that I'm going to do pretty early on in the year, just because that's something I could literally do right now. And this all, I believe, is going to build my earning potential, build up my YouTube channel, build up my net worth, build up my income streams and everything that comes with it, to a point where I will be able to tithe $30,000 per year. And then the goals I have for my investments will be literally just a piece of cake, because I'm already doing right now most of what my investment goals are. So really, I'm just telling myself to stay steady. Don't get too greedy. Don't get too ambitious with it. Just keep doing what you're already doing, because it's already working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if I start getting a money overflow from this, I should say, when I get a money overflow from this, from all the things that I just talked about, I can then decide how much of that money is going to be added on to those investment goals that I already talked to you about. And that's my system. Super simple system, super hard to build. I had to code and code. There are several thousands of lines of code, and there are multiple subsets of code that have worked together in the back end to make all of this work together, sync with your bank accounts. I had to get on the phone with Plaid, and I had to apply for it, and they had to give me their software, and I had to figure out how to intertwine their software with Google Sheets, and I figured out how to make it work. It took me 8 months, but this, my friends, is my system, and this is exactly what I will be using all 2026. And I've even been using it this year, if you've seen any of my Wealth Journey series videos this year. But this is going to help a lot of people out, and I am so excited to get the ball rolling into 2026. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited about for 2026 and what some of your financial goals are. And I will see you in the next video. If you haven't already checked out the Wealth Journey series, you can